What if I told you that a single 20,000 Iraqi dinar note, maybe sitting in your drawer right now, could one day be worth around $75,000? It sounds absolutely crazy, right? But here's the twist. What's happening behind the scenes in Iraq? Banking system might make that wild idea closer to reality than you think. Today we re-diving into what many experts are calling the most misunderstood financial story of our time. Iraq's currency revaluation, or RV. Millions around the world are watching closely, holding on to their dinar notes and hoping for something big. But what if the truth about this revaluation isn't what everyone expects? Stay with us, because we're about to unpack the hidden side of Iraq's RV and what it could really mean for investors, for citizens, and for the global economy in 2025. Over the past decade, Iraqi dinar has been one of the most talked about currencies in the investing world. Thousands of people have bought stacks of these high-value notes, hoping that one day Iraq would revalue its currency and turn that paper into serious money. But the real story here goes way beyond internet hype. It's tied to a carefully planned dual-system strategy, the introduction of new smaller notes, and even a digital dinar platform that could completely change how Iraq's financial system works. Understanding how all these pieces connect is the key to figuring out what might actually happen when the RV takes place and who the real winners could be. Most people assume that when Iraq revalues its currency, every single dinar note on the planet will instantly skyrocket to the new rate. That idea has fueled endless speculation and excitement for years. But in reality, that's not how the process is designed to work. Iraq's central bank has built a much smarter, more organized plan, one that separates domestic currency from international holdings. This ensures that Iraq's economy can strengthen from within without being crushed by a tidal wave of foreign exchanges. Simply put, not all dinar notes will be treated the same during the revaluation, and that's where things get really interesting. Inside Iraq, the central bank plans to introduce smaller bills, known as lower denomination notes. Think 25, 50, or 100 dinar notes meant for daily use within the country. These will replace the large 30 notes like the 25,000 or 50,000 bills that people use today. For Iraqi citizens, this move will make everyday transactions much easier and reflect a stronger currency. But here's the key point. These smaller notes are for domestic use only. They won't be traded or exchanged internationally. This limitation creates what's known as a dual currency system, one for inside Iraq, and one for the rest of the world, which forms the backbone of Iraq's entire exchange strategy. So let's talk about what happens to those big 30 notes that most international investors are holding. Contrary to what some believe, these notes won't just become worthless. In fact, they could still carry their full value during the revaluation, but only under very specific rules. If Iraq's new rate lands at, say, around $3 per dinar, a 25,000 dinar note could technically be worth about $75,000. It sounds almost unreal, but that's how structured currency reevaluations can work when they're executed correctly. This kind of conversion would mainly apply to international exchanges, which means investors outside Iraq might be the ones seeing the largest gains. Meanwhile, inside Iraq, citizens will swap their old large notes for the new smaller ones. For example, they might trade a 20,000 dinar note for a new 25 dinar note. Even though the number on the bill looks smaller, the buying power actually increases. For instance, that 25 dinar note could buy what used to cost $75. So, Iraqis won't suddenly become millionaires overnight, but their money will stretch much further, which helps keep the economy stable. So why is Iraq doing all of this? It all comes down to control and sustainability. The government knows that if every single dinar, including those held overseas, suddenly became worth thousands of times more, the entire system would collapse. The national debt would become impossible to pay. Instead, Iraq is focusing on a balanced approach, strengthening the dinar, boosting purchasing power at home, and rewarding investors, all while keeping the economy safe. It's a smart, steady strategy that helps Iraq rebuild trust in its money while preparing for deeper integration into the global financial system. A major piece of this puzzle is the new digital dinar system. This platform allows Iraq to track and manage every single dinar in circulation with incredible precision. Through this system, the government can tell which notes are inside the country and which are held abroad, ensuring that the new lower denomination notes don't leak out. This digital framework is what keeps the domestic and international systems balanced. It's a modern solution to a complex challenge. It's what makes Iraq's revaluation plan possible in today's world. So, what does this all mean for you, the investor outside Iraq who's holding dinar? Well, you could end up being one of the biggest winners. Because the large notes are expected to hold their full value at the new exchange rate, investors could see massive returns. A 25,000 dinar note that is worth about $20 today could suddenly be worth tens of thousands. But this won't happen overnight or by surprise. The process will be controlled, publicly announced, and handled through major financial institutions. Investors with verified, authentic notes and proof of purchase will be in the best position to benefit when the time comes. For people living in Iraq, the changes will still be huge, just in a different way. The revaluation will mean stronger purchasing power, cheaper imports, and renewed confidence in the local economy. Everyday goods could become more affordable. Salaries will go further, and prices will stabilize. The Iraqi government wants its citizens to feel the benefits of a stronger currency without triggering runaway inflation or chaos. That's why this monetary overhaul has been called one of the most carefully planned financial strategies in modern history. What's important to remember is that Iraq won't roll this out until everything is perfectly in place. There's no room for leaks, manipulation, or panic. When the revaluation happens, it will likely happen fast, possibly within a matter of days. Banks worldwide will receive instructions on how to process the different types of dinar notes. Inside Iraq, citizens will exchange their old bills for new ones. While outside Iraq, investors will exchange their large notes for dollars or other foreign currencies. Everything will happen digitally, securely, and under close supervision. Timing will be critical. Yet, no one knows the exact day or hour this will all unfold, but the signs suggest that Iraq is quietly putting everything in place. The country has been upgrading its banking systems, strengthening its economy, and developing the digital infrastructure needed for a smooth transition. Moves like this don't happen overnight. They take years of planning and coordination. For investors, there are a few key things to do right now. First, make sure your dinar notes are in good condition. Damaged or altered ones might not be accepted. Second, keep your proof of purchase or authenticity documents handy. Banks will almost certainly require them for verification. And third, find out which financial institutions near you are authorized to handle foreign currency exchanges, especially the dinar. Being ready in advance will save you a ton of stress. When this event happens, the demand will be massive. Banks may get flooded with requests, and there could be delays or waiting periods. Staying patient and organized will be key. This could turn out to be one of the biggest currency transitions in modern history. So staying calm, informed, and ready could make all the difference. Acting on impulse might cause you to miss out on a huge opportunity. Some people will argue that this revaluation is just a myth and will never happen. But history tells a different story. Similar currency resets have happened in countries like Kuwait, Germany, and Japan after major upheavals. What makes Iraq's situation unique is its use of modern technology to control and manage the process. The digital dinar gives Iraq a level of precision that no past revaluation has ever had. It's a powerful blend of economic reform and digital innovation. If Iraq pulls this off, the upside could be huge. Stronger dinar would attract global investors, lower inflation, and boost Iraq's role in international trade. With its massive oil reserves, an expanding private sector, and a modernizing banking system, Iraq could rise from a recovering nation to one of the Middle East's strongest economies. Investors who understand what's happening now might be witnessing a once-in-a-lifetime financial shift. For Iraqi citizens, the effects will be deeply personal. Everyday life could improve dramatically, from food prices and wages to housing and healthcare. The revaluation 1T just changed what S, printed on the money it, could reshape national pride and economic freedom. The government's dual system plan ensures that stability comes first, while still letting prosperity spread across the country. So there you have it, the hidden truth behind Iraq's revaluation plan. The idea that a single 20,000 dinar note could one day be worth $75,000. ISNT is far-fetched as it sounds. It's part of a carefully built strategy focused on growth, balance, and technology. The new, smaller notes, the dual currency setup, and the digital dinar are all pieces of the same big picture. As 2025 continues to unfold, the world is watching Iraq very closely. Could this finally be the moment everyone's been waiting for? Stay tuned to our channel for the latest updates, expert breakdowns, and live coverage of what could become one of the biggest financial transformations of our time. Remember, knowledge is power. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing.